Vince Williams is going to go to All-Star Weekend. Now, what a great thing for him.
Kudos to Vince Williams Jr. He was an injury replacement on the Panini Rising Stars. He'll get a chance to be part of the All-Star Weekend showcase.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Ahead of you, catch me in something you'll never do. I turn around and I level you. No motivation is needed. Look, I put myself on the pedestal. This is incredible.
Take your fandom to the next level with the official Grizzlies app. Go all access and behind the scenes.
It's got to be heavy defense. That's where it starts for us.
Personalized to where you are and who you are. Get easy access to ticketing, the game day guide, and your own app customization right at your fingertips. Upgrade your experience and download the Grizzlies app today.
I wondered so much when I was watching it how much of it was to prove I am not this guy's little brother.
Oh, for Powell? I still remember the song you made about Powell. That was you, right? That was your
No. It's deleted. It's gone forever.
I still remember,
Mark,
I was back in
make
Spain.
mistakes.
I was about to make a couple of calls down in Fraser. I'm like, go get this man.
The Chris Vernon Show, presented by Caesars Sportsbook, live weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Are you a healthcare professional looking for a new experience? Look no further than Travel Nurses, Inc. Our extensive network of healthcare facilities across the country offers you the opportunity to discover new destinations while pursuing your passion. We provide competitive compensation, flexible contracts, and dedicated assistance. So join our community of nurses and allied health professionals and start your next adventure today. Visit our website at travelnursesinc.com for more information.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
All right, I'm here. My name is Gary Parrish. I'm speaking to you for the Built Ford Tough Studio, FedEx Forum, downtown Memphis. Bennett Doyle is right there. He's producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I hope you're ready for postseason basketball, because we get it tonight, Bennett. It's a doubleheader. Western Conference play-in tournament. Are you fired up?
I am fired up.
You don't look fired up. Prove to me you're fired up.
I'll prove it to you.
Okay. Bennett says he's ready to prove something. We'll get to that in a second. First, so quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. I know somebody who is fired up about the NBA postseason. That's Chris Vernon, host of the Chris Vernon Show, weekdays noon, Grind City Media. He's the star of the Masters updates.
Why is he excited?
I mean, I just think he's just genuine. He's just broadly speaking, he's excited about stuff. He gets excited.
I knew LeBron was playing it.
He's
so
excitable.
I didn't know if he was excited about that.
Oh, he doesn't respect our king.
No.
I know he doesn't. I know that about him.
You should make him answer for that.
Yeah, you know what? You should make him answer for it. He's going to be here.
I'm going to.
He's going to be here in 20 minutes. You can make him answer for that and anything else you want.
Damn right I will.
Make him answer for anything you wanted him to answer for.
Uh-huh.
Remember yesterday when you said you wouldn't switch families with him?
Yes, I do.
Maybe y'all should debate that.
Okay.
All right, Chris Vernon will be here in 20 minutes. When I finish talking to Vernon, take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know, at which point we'll discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories. Among them, Penny Hardaway has scheduled a home-and-home series with UNLV. It sounds great. Sounds fun. Is it, though? Is it great? It's not 1990 anymore, you know? But wouldn't it be fun if it was?
Yes.
We'll discuss in just a bit. Caitlin Clark, as expected, she's the #1 pick in last night's WNBA Draft. Spend some time on that in just a bit. Courtney Love. You remember Courtney Love?
Of course I know Courtney Love.
She was married to Kurt
the lead
Cobain.
singer of Hole.
She was the front person for Hole. She granted an interview, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Started talking about stuff. She trashed Taylor Swift, Beyonce, and Lana Del Rey. That's a lot of trashing, isn't it?
Yeah.
What are we doing? I mean, that's a lot of. I mean, those are three of the biggest. Those are 3 of the biggest stars in in music industry right now.
Yeah, I got thoughts.
What's Courtney Hull's problem?
Courtney Love.
Courtney Love's problem.
Lead singer of Hole.
Lead singer of Hole. What's her deal?
I don't know.
And remember the other day when she, like another year ago, she came after Olivia Rodrigo. What's her problem?
I don't know.
What's she doing? Tell you about that. I'll tell you exactly what she said. We'll do that in the third segment. Mike Tyson has stopped using cannabis.
Oh.
Temporarily, in advance of his fight with Jake Paul. You know why? I'll tell you why.
Okay.
That's a tease a little later on in the show. And in just 1 week's time, it's just been a week since the season ended, college basketball. I've now updated the top 25 and won 5 times since the end of the season. It was a wild shakeup yesterday. I'll tell you what happened. It's a representation of the current state of things in college basketball. I'll give you the details during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know. Then we'll eventually do GP's Carryout, and we'll call it a day. So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to, but I did want to start with the NBA because the postseason, it gets underway tonight, Bennett. Are you excited?
I'm really excited.
2 games in the Western Conference.
Yep.
6:30, it's the Lakers and the Pelicans. That's our king and savior, LeBron James. He's going to be down in New Orleans. The winner of that game will be the number 7 seed in the Western Conference playoffs. The loser, they're going to host the winner of tonight's second game between the Warriors and the Kings. That's scheduled for 9 on TNT. The winner of that one will play the loser, you following me here, of Lakers-Pelicans. That's going to be Friday night. They're going to have to play it on the road. Then the winner of that game would be the number 8 seed in the Western Conference playoffs. And the loser, done. Bennett, do you have playoff fever?
I mean, this is like the most excited I've ever been for the play-in tournament. It's not even close because you have multiple Hall of Famers.
Well, once upon a time, our Grizzlies were in the play-in tournament. Surely you were more excited for that.
Well, yeah, but that was like early on in the play-in.
I remember when you used to love the Grizzlies.
I still do love the Grizzlies.
It doesn't always feel
I wish
that
we
way.
were in the
It
play-in
doesn't always
right
come
now.
across
Get out of
that
here.
way.
No, I'm just
Doesn't always look that way.
We're past the play-in at this point. Yes, we're past the play-in.
Okay. So you're fired up for tonight.
I'm very fired up for tonight. Yes.
Lakers, Pelicans, Warriors, Kings. There's some thought. You ready for this? I heard this. This is something I heard. Some thought people said, you know what the Lakers should do? And I said, what should the Lakers do? They said they should lose tonight.
Okay.
Purposely, to then get themselves in position to be the 8th seed instead of the 7th seed. That way you get Oklahoma City in the first round instead of the Denver Nuggets. Is that a solid strategy from your perspective?
No, it's stupid because the thing is if you're the Lakers with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, literally the only thing you care about is winning a championship. So it doesn't matter if you lose in the first round of the Nuggets or beat the Thunder and lose to the Nuggets in the second round. You still don't get to the championship.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's a dumb theory.
It's a dumb theory.
Yeah.
Then why people keep saying it?
I don't know.
I don't either. But beyond that, because you're exactly right. Who cares if LeBron James loses in the first round of the playoffs or the second round of the playoffs?
Right. He still considers that a failure.
It's
right.
LeBron James at this point either wins an NBA championship or he doesn't. That's where all the legacy stuff, it is tied to championships now. There is nothing. LeBron James made it to the finals again. Nobody cares.
Right.
Because if he loses in the finals, it'll just be like, well, Michael Jordan never lost in the finals. And those people never talk about all the times. Like the majority of the times, Michael Jordan lost short of the NBA finals. Like somehow in that weird Jordan-LeBron debate, actually getting to the finals and losing is considered worse than losing short of the finals. That don't make no sense, but that's what people do. So with LeBron, you got to win a championship or you didn't win a championship. That's it. That's all we care about.
Yeah.
Did you get another title or did you not get a title? So when does it matter when you play the Nuggets? Unless, of course, you are counting on, well, if we can avoid them for as long as possible, then maybe somebody else can knock them off and we don't ever have to deal with them. No way. But that doesn't seem like a likely scenario. The Nuggets are the overwhelming favorites to win the Western Conference playoffs. But beyond that, you start messing around with, all right, we'll just, we'll lose tonight and then we'll play Friday and we'll host, the Warriors on Friday. You want to mess around with that? Let Steph come put 60 on you inside crypto.com.
Right.
You want to get involved in that? I don't want to get involved in that.
I would even make the argument that if you're the Lakers, you would probably prefer to face the Nuggets in the first round when you're fresh, right? As opposed to running into them in the second round. You might be banged up a little bit, and then you're probably way more up against it.
I just think the main advantage of being in this game as opposed to the second game is that you are not in a must-win situation.
Right.
So why do you want to do something that would put yourself in a must-win situation? Because losing tonight would, by definition, put yourself in a must-win situation. So it's all nonsense. The Lakers should try to win tonight. Will the Lakers win tonight? Bennett, I might make you pick that later on.
Okay, sounds good.
The bigger story, I think, tonight is the second game.
It is.
Warriors-Kings. Because it is an elimination game. Like, LeBron can score 40 tonight and win, or score 0 tonight and lose. His season is not over.
Mm-hmm.
If he loses, they're just going to play on Friday, the winner of this Warriors-Kings game. And they'll host it, and they'll be favored in that one. All right? For the Warriors, this dynasty.
Yeah.
Steve Kerr, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, you name it. If they lose tonight, this is over.
Yeah, I think this version of the Warriors is probably. I think they do different things in the offseason.
How about this? Whether they do or not, it'll feel over.
I agree.
It'll feel like, all right, well, that was that. And it'll push it to a place where nobody will actually believe, other than maybe Klay and Draymond, that they need to continue with this core. I promise you Steph Curry doesn't believe that. I promise you Steve Kerr doesn't believe that. If this thing ends tonight, it could be the last time. I don't think this is hyperbole, and I'll talk to Vernon about this. It could be the last time we ever see Steve Kerr, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry all working for the same franchise. And the most likely scenario, I think, would be Klay Thompson moving on in some form.
Mm-hmm.
So this is high-stakes stuff tonight. And it's interesting because the Warriors, not so much Steph, but definitely Draymond, they consist, like, as they're lingering in these, well, now they're 8th in the West, now they're 9th in the West, now they're 10th in the West. They always say things like, listen, when we get into a 7-game series, I'll take us against anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't like, this is this, but playoff basketball is a different deal. And clearly it is. He's right. But they have, perhaps not Steph, but certainly Draymond, and on some level Klay. I bet you throughout the locker room they do believe this. We're fine because we can flip a switch.
Yes.
Other teams don't have this switch. We can flip a switch, and we can be the Warriors. Do you think they can? Do you think because you ready for this? They are the 10th seed in this thing, all right? That's why if they lose tonight, it's over.
Right.
Now, if they were the 9th seed, they'd lose tonight, it'd still be over as well. But you get the point. They're the 10th seed. Do you realize this? No 10th seed has ever advanced to the playoffs since we've had the play-in tournament. This is year 5 of the play-in tournament. In the 4 previous years, whoever has been the 10 seed, they don't get out of this thing.
Yeah.
They might win the first game, but they don't win the second. No 10 seed has ever won 2 in a row, and that's what the Warriors have to do. They have to win 2 games in a row to get to the playoffs. Do you think they do it?
I'm going to say yes, that they do it. I think that Sacramento, that is very much a deer in headlights situation tonight. So I think the Warriors are winning tonight. I do. I believe that. They have had their number, maybe not in the regular season as much, but I just feel like that you can get a supernova Steph performance tonight, and the Kings are going to be like, oh, God, like this again.
The Warriors are 2.5-point favorites on the road.
So then it comes down to one game. And do I think that like a Steph Curry-led team can win one game? I do.
Basically, let's just, if tonight goes as planned, right, according to the betting markets, because the Pelicans are a 1.5-point favorite in New Orleans tonight.
Yep.
If this goes as planned, the Warriors should win tonight. The Kings season is over. The Pelicans should win tonight. They are the 7th seed in the West, first-round series against the Nuggets. And on Friday night, we would have Warriors at Lakers in an elimination game.
And who would I take?
It would be played at Crypto.com in Los Angeles. You would take Steph.
As much as I love our king, and bow to the throne, I think in that situation I'm taking Steph.
Might have to.
I do. I think in that situation I'm taking Steph.
Here's one for you. The Warriors since January 30th. And this is the type of thing that can kind of get lost unless you're like hosting a Ringer NBA podcast or something, right? College basketball season's unfolding. I'm on the road the whole time.
Yep.
The Grizzlies are out of it. If we're being honest, you ain't living it day to day the way you otherwise would.
Right.
Since January 30th, the Warriors have won 27 games. It's the second most in the NBA. The only team that's won more since January 30th, you can guess, Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
That's it. Who are, by the way, the significant favorite to win the title this year. Clear favorite in the East. Clear favorite in the East.
That's true.
Because Giannis, he can't walk.
I heard, and he's not going to be ready for the playoffs. We just got that news this morning.
That's the big breaking news. He's not going to be. He's ruled out for game 1. They're going to try to bring him back later in the series. But, can they even get out of this series without him?
Dude, I mean.
And the other thing is, do you push it? This ain't a wrist or an ankle. It's a calf. The last time we heard about a superstar with a calf injury heading into playoffs?
That's right. KD.
You know what happened?
Tore his Achilles.
If you're Giannis, can you get that out of your head?
I don't think so.
I don't think so
The fact that it's a player that's kind of similar in stature, I mean, and it's the same deal. The calf turned into an Achilles tear. How do you not think about that?
How do you not think about that?
Yeah.
I don't know that he'll play. I don't know that he'll play again this season because I don't know that the season is going to last long enough for them, for him to come back and play, for him to be comfortable playing.
I mean, Dame can win them a series. I believe that. But, yeah, I mean, will he even, if he does come back, like you said, it's got to be in your head the whole time.
I don't know how it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
I don't know how it wouldn't be. People told KD, this could lead to this, and then boom, we all watched it.
Right.
That was a one time, one of the few times in sports. I'm trying to think, when else does this happen? When we're all watching something, and it's man, I don't know if he should be out there. Everything I've read suggests this is really dicey.
Yeah.
And then we watch it happen, and it's we all know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, that happened in Toronto. It wasn't even a home game, and it just deflated the crowd. I mean, this fan base in Toronto is about to win a championship, and it just ripped all the air out of the building. I remember even Drake, famous Toronto Raptors fan, when they're good at least, when they're good at least, put that in a verse, Rick Ross. When they're good at least. Even he was upset on the sideline, oh man, I can't believe KD just went down like this. So if you're Giannis, how do you not have all that in your head? It makes the Celtics an even bigger favorite than I think they otherwise would be, because he is one of the things that could get in their way. So the Celtics, this is set up. They win the East by 1 billion games. Embiid just came back. Giannis is hurt. What are you doing? You got to go get this thing done. On the other side, though, the Warriors have been playing well since the end of January. Now, they played poorly for much of the season, and some of it was injury-related. Some of it was Wiggins disappeared again, quite literally. They just left the team again. Draymond suspension. Clay had to be moved to the bench. He's actually been better off the bench. He's averaging 20 points per game. Percentages are better. He's sort of settled into that role. They have been good since January 30th. And if that team shows up, then perhaps there's a chance.
Yep.
But what's best for the NBA? This is clear to me. You want the Lakers to win tonight. Just go ahead and get them in.
Yes, you want to get them in. You want LeBron in the playoffs.
Of course you do. And then you want the Warriors to win tonight. And then you want the Warriors to go to New Orleans. And you want the Warriors to beat New Orleans. And that way you have the Lakers and the Warriors in first-round series against the Thunder and the Nuggets. You get Steph in the playoffs. You get LeBron in the playoffs.
Those are awesome first-round series.
Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not. Maybe just the players involved. That's awesome.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
You get Lakers. You would get Lakers Nuggets, all right, under this hypothetical we just drew up.
Yep.
And Warriors Thunder. And there would be some people, not many, but some would, people can always talk themselves into LeBron.
It's LeBron.
Right.
Yep.
There would be a whole bunch of people picking the Warriors over Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Just because they say, I don't trust those young guys.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City right now, I know they're the 1 instead of the 2, but they're very much in the same situation the Grizzlies were in 2 years ago.
That's right. You're the young guys. Yep.
Okay, you got a young star guard. You got other young, interesting pieces. You got a mostly anonymous coach, but boy, he seems to be doing a good job. But can you trust the young guys? Can you trust the young guys to get this done? I read this morning, their starting lineup, average age is younger than North Carolina's. They're young, just it lines up pretty similarly to where the Grizzlies were a few years ago.
And that's the thing. Like, I know that people are kind of starting to push back on that a little bit because the Thunder have been awesome offensively and defensively all season long. But like you said, we've seen it. I mean, it's a very similar situation to the Grizzlies where you're this awesome team. You're the freaking 2 seed. Like, you've had an amazing season.
We got into
but then you get in against a veteran team.
There's some, and that matters. It does matter.
It does.
Like, I think Oklahoma City is going to win its first round series, regardless of who it plays. I don't think they're going to be a 1 seed that gets eliminated early. I think they're legit.
I disagree.
Okay, but here's the thing. I think they're legit. I think Shai Gilgeous is awesome. I think they're gonna be fine and compete for the Western Conference title. But I can tell you, like, I sit in the studio with former NBA players, guys who have been in the playoffs, guys who have been on all-star teams, guys who have, played on the biggest stages. In recent weeks, Roy Hibbert, Wally Zerbiak. I'll tell you this: every one of them, you know what they say? It matters.
Yeah.
Young guys don't get it done on that stage. It matters. There's so much space in between games.
Yeah. The veteran teams don't panic if they're down 0-1.
They really do think being young in the playoffs is a wild disadvantage. I'm still going to trust them, but my point is this. People who have actually – it's easy for me to sit here and say I watched them for 82 games. They're legit. The guys who have been in the playoffs, who understand the difference between regular season basketball and playoff basketball, like guys who have actually done it, you know what they say? I don't trust the young guys in this setting.
Yeah.
It's tough. So you put those young guys – up against Steph, Draymond. I promise you this, Steph, Draymond, and Clay go into that thing thinking, oh, wow, we're about to eliminate the 1 seed.
Right.
They 100% believe they'll do it. And they might. We'll see. Postseason basketball tonight.
Yep.
I'm fired up, Bennett.
I am too,
you
man.
You didn't sound it at the beginning.
No, I'm very excited. This is good.
All right. Vernon's up next.
Justin Timberlake. The Forget Tomorrow World Tour. Live in Memphis. Justin Timberlake. FedEx Forum, Saturday, November 23rd. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The brand new single Selfish is available to stream and download now. For more, hit up justintimberlake.com.
Heart Royal Flush Tour 2024. November 14th, FedEx Forum. A journey through the hits and timeless classics. The iconic band returns with special guests. Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening. Tickets on sale now at heart-music.com. Heart with Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening. Produced by AEG Presents.
Don't Worry, Be Fluffy World Tour.
The minute you get into a brand new relationship, like magic, you know who really notices just how happy you are, guys? Other women, not your woman. Look how happy he is. I bet I can change that.
Friday, May 10th, FedEx Forum. Get your tickets now at fluffyguy.com. Don't miss a Memphis Don't Worry, Be Fluffy World Tour.
We know there's only one team you want to watch, and Bally Sports is the place to get your Grizzlies. Experience the comebacks, the buzzer beaters, the can't-miss Memphis-made moments, live. Bally Sports keeps the grind going before and after the game, too, with Pete, Brevin, Fish, and Chris on Grizzlies Live. Watch Grizzlies basketball all season long with Bally Sports and streaming on the Bally Sports app. Bally Sports, home of the only team you want to watch.
Let's talk about some of the guys who get dunked on the most.
Mel Turpin. There's a great clip on YouTube, kids. Go look this up, where Michael Jordan gets the ball in the post, spins around John Stockton and dunks. As he runs down the court, a fan in Utah says, "Hey, pick on someone your own size." The next time down, Michael Jordan comes down. 7-foot-tall Mel Turpin's under the basket, and Jordan just hammers on him. And as he runs down the court, he turns to the fan and says, "Was he big enough?"
IMHO with Lang Whitaker and me, Kelsey Wright Johnson, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
I think we have the college basketball title futures. UConn's number 1.
I really like Houston. I'd have them winning it all, but you can't be giving Drake jerseys. What is wrong with you?
Maybe the Drake curse is stronger in college basketball.
How long has he been riding with Kentucky?
He wore an Alabama jersey and Saban retired.
The Odds Couple with Rob Fisher, Lang Whitaker, John Roser, and CJ Hurt live Thursdays at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back, Gary Parrish Show. We're presented by Ortho South every Tuesday in the second segment. I'm joined by Chris Vernon. He's the host of the Chris Vernon Show. Weekdays noon, Grind City Media. He's right here. He's got a little king right in front of him. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
That's your king, LeBron James.
Look at him.
Hi, I'm LeBron James, king of the play-in.
Oh, he's king of the play-in.
3 out of the last 4 years after I said whoever came up with the play-in should be fired. Now I'm king of the play-in.
What?
Every year, you want to find me at the end of the season, I'm in the play-in. I played more minutes than I've played in forever. So did my friend AD, but I'm still in the play-in. I'm LeBron James, king of the play-in.
But wouldn't he be the 8th seed under normal historical standards?
No.
What would he be?
Yeah, they would be,
Oh, yeah,
right?
they-
Yeah, he'd be in.
Yeah,
that's right.
So
maybe his comments were valid.
Maybe he's
this
valid.
year.
Maybe our king is right. But our king.
3 out of the last 4 years. 1 year I didn't even make the playoffs, and the other 3 I'm in the play-in.
Well, we see.
You want to find me? You know where to find me. Not when the playoffs start. I play the week before.
He's our age. He's our age.
Cool.
Did you see him on Friday night? You didn't properly appreciate our king.
Oh, my God.
He got a steal and a dunk to seal it.
Hey, that was huge. That was huge. I mean, stealing that pass from Jack White, that was enormous.
It's like
you believe it? It's like, I mean, geez, talk about turning back the clock.
Somebody said it looked like Tecmo Bowl, like he just pitched it out to the right and he just took off running like he caught a sweep or something.
I tell you this, on the bingo card of things I did not think I would hear this year, my son William getting in the backseat of my car after that game. And he waits for me after the post game. We get in the car, and I was like, hey, at least it was a fun game, whatever. And he's like, why did Jack White throw it right to LeBron? And he's like,
because he's Jack White. What do you want him to do?
I'll leave Jack White alone.
On a bingo card?
Yeah.
Why did Jack White just throw the ball to LeBron?
If Jack White was capable of not throwing the ball to LeBron, he wouldn't even be here.
He's like, who was he saving it to anyway? And I was like, Jack White.
He's doing the best he could.
Yeah,
He's doing the best he. I remember my only Jack White story. So Zion gets hurt in that one. Remember, his shoe explodes.
Oh yeah.
Barack's in the crowd, and we're at Cameron.
Forgot about that.
And Zion's shoe explodes, and his knee gets hurt, and it's like I don't remember I think they were playing Virginia next, and I was going to the game, so I'm in Durham. And it's like, my editors and all the HQ people are like, are you going to be able to get Zion? I'm like, probably not. But we'll see. And I'm working on everything. And at the end of the day, I swear to God, they said, all right, listen, GP, we appreciate you being here. We can't get you Zion. He's not talking. I said, that's fine. They go, but we can get you a one-on-one with Jack White.
Oh.
Nice.
I said, you know what? If I call my bosses and tell them I can't get Zion, but I've got Jack White.
Did somebody say Zion? You can see me tonight. I'll be on national TV in the play-in game, like usual.
He's our age. He's our age. He's our age. I said, I can't talk to Jack White.
Trust me, if you gave me all that stuff, he's on.
He is.
I'd be playing in the NBA too.
It is funny.
Wow, bro.
Dude, I work with former NBA players who are younger than him and they can barely walk. Okay? It's like I love our King and Savior. One day we gonna find out.
Maybe so.
Y'all are crazy.
He's made a different stuff.
And you'll only find out if you watch The Barbershop on HBO.
It's a good show.
You can watch it after the play-in
It's a
game.
good show.
He just booked some huge guest. Who's he got coming on?
Oh, probably Courtney Love.
Oh, it's Ice Spice and Travis Kelce.
Well, that'll do it.
Coming on.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Tune in right after the play-in game. You can watch me on HBO.
No, that interview's gonna be postponed.
Me and all my friends.
Do you are the Lakers a real threat?
Of course they are. Of course they are. I mean, they're playing against the Pelicans first, right? So I'd imagine. I was surprised the Pelicans are favored tonight, but I would imagine that they will take care of the Pelicans tonight. I would be surprised if they did not. And then, you get to the problem is if they win the game, they feed into Denver.
Right.
And so you've always got a chance when you've got LeBron and you've got AD. If they had a different path, if it had not have shook out the way it did, where Denver happens to be the 2 seed, it would, and I know that some have made this, have put this idea out there, which seems crazy to me because you never know the way this stuff's going to go, right? You're always an ankle turn away in any series, right? Like you would have thought, oh man, you sure don't want to face the Bucks. Now you want to face the Bucks.
Now the Pacers are about to be favored in this series. Have you seen this movement this morning?
Yep.
It's like almost even money now.
Now you want
Which suggests he ain't playing.
So you didn't want to face the Bucks. Now you want to face the Bucks, right? If I tell you that something happens with Jokic or something happens with Murray or something happens, right, then you never know the way this stuff is going to play out. And so many times that health is the determining factor on what ends up happening in a series. I think you can look back to even last year. The Grizzlies have had their travails with health in the playoffs as well with John Morant, et cetera. But even last year, De'Aaron Fox, most people believe that if De'Aaron Fox doesn't snap his finger, that they take care of business and they move on instead of the Warriors last year. So I say all that to say you never know the way it's going to play out. If the Lakers played against the Thunder, right, and then whoever they would play in the next round, I would think their chances of making the West Finals would be much greater. But, I guess there's an argument to be made that you'd rather catch Denver early while you have guys, which is more likely, that your guys end up hobbled or that their guys end up hobbled.
You're the one with the old
guys. You might want to, catch them now rather than 3 weeks down the road.
And just
But I don't think anybody's beaten Denver.
But just beyond that, you just don't want to put yourself, because I heard some people suggesting like the Lakers should lose the first game and then win. You don't want to put yourself in a must-win game against Steph Curry on Friday night. Like that's you can't do that.
Then you're playing with fire.
Right. You just go win this game and be done with it if you can. On the Warriors, obviously they're in the play-in. That wasn't the plan. Suspensions, injuries, Wiggins stuff. It's been wild. I was reading this morning. I didn't realize this. I'm sure you did. They've been good for a while now.
Oh, yeah.
They've won 27 games since January 30th. That's the most in the NBA besides the Celtics. This is, to me, like a significant – I don't want to be hyperbolic, but in the history of the NBA, tonight could be a significant game. It could be the last time we see this.
It could be. I think, I think they're going to be okay against the Kings. Right. I don't know. I think if you were – the Warriors, the way this shook out is the best possible scenario where you could look up and have to beat the Kings and the Pelicans, both teams that do not have championship medal or a ton of huge stakes games underneath their belt, right? Like, you'd much rather play them than having to play against the Lakers, right? And that's what it looked like it was going to be.
There's no scenario where Steph Curry and Draymond Green don't think we can handle the Thunder.
That's right.
They believe that.
It looked for a long time, though, that it was going to either be the Lakers or the Warriors, that was going to be the elimination game. Right. And that one is much more daunting than having to get past the Kings, who they did beat in a series last year and have had success against, and then turn around and have to play against, I think, the Pelicans, right, for the chance to get that 8 seed. Right. And then, once you get past that, I think the Western Conference, outside of Denver being prohibitive favorites, which I think they should be, everything else is wide open. Right. It's much like last year, right? And even the year before and the year before. Like most of these series feel pretty wide open. You remember this is now with Oklahoma City winning the Western Conference. I was shocked by this. This is the 7th different number 1 seed in 7 years.
Wow, I wouldn't have thought that.
How about that?
I wouldn't have thought that.
There's been a different team up there every year. And you remember last year, this year I do not think is unlike last year in that you've got some young teams that haven't done it before. They're towards the top, like you had the Grizzlies last year, like you had the Kings last year. And the Kings got knocked off by the Warriors and the Grizzlies got knocked off by the Lakers. The same could befell both the Thunder and the Wolves, right? Because the Wolves are having to play against Phoenix.
And they're underdogs.
Well,
Phoenix is minus 118 as of this morning.
It probably should be because Phoenix has beaten them. They've played 3 times this year. Phoenix has beaten them 3 times. And this is crazy. Minnesota's greatness is their defense, which has been unbelievable all year long. And the team, that has scored the best against Minnesota in the entire NBA has averaged 124 points per 100 possessions. It's Phoenix.
Right.
I mean, they have eviscerated them when they have played against them. And a lot of it is because, you've got this presumptive defensive player of the year who plays like drop coverage.
And you've got 3 elite shot makers, mid-range, KD and Devin Booker, 2 of the best mid-range.
Truly the worst matchup you could possibly have.
Because you just set the ball screen, you go to the elbow, and it's right there all day long. Just the elbow jumpers all day long.
It's the worst matchup that Minnesota could have asked for.
Right.
Seriously. They are uniquely qualified to deal with a defense that most teams really struggle against.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see. You're right. I think you could see top seeds, I don't think necessarily mean anything in this deal.
Well, so with Oklahoma City, all of the data suggests they're legitimate.
Sure.
And yet people are skeptical, simply perhaps not entirely because of age, but that's the biggest part of it. They're just like, teams don't win like this. Congratulations on a wonderful regular season. We've seen the Grizzlies do it a handful of times. You're too young. Do you buy that?
Yes.
Right.
They are the youngest team to ever win the conference by 2 years.
Right.
Their average age is I think 23 point something.
It was lower than North Carolina's average age this year.
Yeah, it was 23.8. And the youngest team to ever win the Western Conference was the 77-78 Trailblazers, and they were 25.9 or something like that, right? It's 2 full years younger than the youngest team ever. But here's what we know throughout NBA history is that teams have to take their scars, right? That's what happens. You get to the playoffs and you learn. Because
the Warriors kind of popped, didn't they?
But they had lost before.
Yeah, but then
so had Oklahoma City. They still had been a couple times before they took their lumps the first time through. Because what happens is, and this is what happened with Morant, that's why it was so good to get into the playoffs early by when they played against Utah, is because you get there and you learn that the things that made you great throughout the season, now that's we play Tuesday, we play Thursday, we play Friday, then we play Sunday, right? The amount of game planning that could truly go into stopping a team on a scout for an individual game, the time constraints make it so you're just dealing with the basics. When you then get your playoff opponent, you are doing extreme deep dives, and with each one of those players, right now, everything about them is known. And so that's the thing about going through it and learning what the playoffs are like. Obviously the stakes are higher, the lights are brighter, the possessions matter more, but more importantly, what I think that these guys learn is the thing that made you awesome all year long, you don't get to do that anymore.
Right.
None of you.
Bob Myers had
what you like to do, Jalen Williams?
Right.
You don't get to do that anymore.
Right.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, you don't get to do that anymore. And so all of those things, this is exactly like what happens when you get into the NFL playoffs.
Right.
They say, okay, here's the 4 throws that this guy is good at. You're not getting to make any of those 4 throws in this game. And that's why Belichick was always, befuddling people. And I think that's why, more importantly, that you need to go through it the first time. You remember the first time, we were like, is Ja hurt? What's going on? Well, it was the first time that somebody was putting huge defenders on him now and making him see somebody at that the free throw line extended. And Minnesota actually did the best job in this a couple years ago when we played them in the playoffs. And if you go back and look, who had unbelievable series? Desmond Bane and Brandon Clark. Those are the 2 guys. Ja's series was not great.
Right.
And we were like, is he sick? Is he hurt? What's wrong with him? And it was because he's going through the war. They just decided, bro, you're not doing So he just had to keep throwing lobs to Brandon Clark. He had to keep kicking it out to Desmond Bane. And so,
well, you play 82 games and you're doing all these things consistently, and then suddenly they say you can't do that anymore. Bob Myers talked about this. It wasn't a press conference as much. It was looked like some sort of symposium or something. And he said there's a massive difference between great regular season players and great playoff players. He said, because exactly what you're explaining. You get into the playoffs and you go, okay, you've had a great season doing, you go right 70% of the whatever. All right, we're taking all that away. Yep. So now to get your points, if you average 24 points per game, you're going to have to get these 24 points doing something different than you've done all year long. Right. And he said what you'll find is, okay, we're taking this away from Steph Curry. Okay, well, he'll go get this. All right, we're taking that away. Okay, he'll go get this because he's a generational talent.
That's right.
Kevin Durant can do the same thing. There's a lot of guys in that league, once you take away what they got, they can't go to the second stuff, third stuff, fourth stuff, and that's where that's. Well,
and also the best ones figure out, and this is what Morant did a couple years ago that was promising, which is like he enabled Desmond Bane and Brandon Clark to have great games. So like you look last year, and I hate to give him any kudos, but you're not going to let LeBron do everything LeBron wants to do.
So Rui Hachimura is going to stand in a corner.
Austin Reeves is going to kill you. Rui Hachimura is going to kill you. In Miami's case, when they got to the highest stakes games, it was everybody's going, what the hell, Caleb Martin?
Right.
Like, that's the guys, right? Or Max Strus or Duncan Robinson. Like, there's always going to be some of these guys, and so it might be, we might look up and be like, Grayson Allen.
Right.
Or you remember a couple of years ago when the Celtics beat the Bucks, Grant Williams had like 7 threes in a massive, massive game because they were like,
they're wide open. Whenever something like that happens, whenever a role player hits 7 threes in a game, go watch them. They're wide open shots.
And then we sit there and we go, Jason Tatum really struggled. Like, no shit. Like, they're going to make it.
Right.
The stars are going to have. And so that's the thing that Chet's going to have to go through. Jalen Williams is going to have to go through. Gilgeous-Alexander's going to have to go through. I mean, I don't think it's unfair. And that's just because that's what the league, the story the league tells us year after year, and that's why in the end, it's always veteran teams.
Right.
It's always. You could count on your hand the number of really young teams that have gotten very far. We remember those teams forever, right? Much like that first crack Warriors, but they had been there 2 years before they really broke through.
Then they got a new coach, and it just took off.
Yeah, and then that Thunder year, the 1 year that they hit the run, but they had 3 Hall of Fame talents. Like
3 future MVPs.
Right. We look back on it now and we go, whoa, that was an embarrassment of riches. And by the way, they got smoked in the finals.
That's right. Last thing before I let you go, USA Basketball, it's been reported they've mostly finalized the roster. They're leaving one spot open. Most seem to think that's going to be a Kawhi spot. If you're healthy, it's yours. If you're not, we'll do something else. Jaren left off after playing for USA Basketball this past summer. You're not surprised or offended by that, are you?
No, I think that, his spot got taken by Embiid. Right?
Yeah, so what are you going to do? The MVP took his spot.
Am I going to argue that they should have? Right? Once Joel Embiid made his decision that I'm going to play for Team USA, Joel Embiid was going to be playing for Team USA.
That's right.
So how many centers are you going to be carrying? And the other one is Bam Adebayo. Right? Who's a veteran, all defense every year, who is a great player. And so I don't think that – I think that if – the only way that I would be upset about Jaren not making it is because I do think that you're going to look up and when he's 27 and 28, he's going to be on that team.
Right.
The only way I'd be upset is if it was like Evan Mobley.
Right.
Or somebody like that. There aren't any other young guys.
No.
The only young guy they
Anthony
took Edwards, and then they took Halliburton.
Right.
And Halliburton was great.
Should they have taken Paulo?
USA. Huh?
Should they have taken Banchero?
I think that Paulo's another one of those. Again, I would almost find for that last spot. You got a lot of stars on that team, and you've got a who's who, and you've got guys that are playing that have never played before, like Embiid, like Curry, like those other guys. And so, it's good for Paulo's career, it's good for Jaren's career, it's good for all those guys. But those guys aren't even going to play, and it's like. I do think that we're going to look up and 4 years down the road,
We're not even going to be talking about that. I mean, Paolo's going to be there, and Jaren's going to be there.
Because LeBron and then
that's
KD,
when
they'll all
they're-
be gone. So, all right. So let me ask you this: we have friends who actually booked a trip to the Paris Olympics.
Yep.
They're going,
Yep.
and their primary motivation was they assumed John Morant would be in the Olympics representing USA basketball. I mean, they booked it a couple years ago.
Sure. Well, it's not, you can't be upset about getting to go to that. I mean, this will
be
like-
the best of the best.
Oh, my
right?
God.
But do you think John Morant will represent United States in the Olympics someday?
Oh, could he repair his reputation to the point? For sure.
Sure.
He could, yes.
I do.
People forget. I mean,
Not only do people
if you
forget,
stay on the
people
straight and narrow-
want to forget. Everybody wants to forget.
If you
I mean,
stay-
maybe not Drake, but everybody else wants to forget.
If you stay on the straight and narrow and you reach your destiny as a basketball player, he's going to be one of the best 5 basketball players in the world and have, at that point, a reputation that has not been sullied in many years.
Right.
Of course.
Right.
Of course,
Right.
yes. Everybody has the opportunity for redemption.
Right.
Everybody
That's right.
has the opportunity for redemption, except for, Harvey Weinstein or Jeffrey Epstein or some monster.
Yeah, they took it too
Right?
far.
If
They took it too far.
But I'm saying people that make mistakes that
Of
are
course.
forgivable mistakes.
Yeah, it's not
anyway.
even that we want to we will forgive him. It's not me and
Yeah.
you, but the society.
Sure.
It's not only that they will, they want to.
Of course they do.
They
Everybody loves comeback stories.
Of course. Right.
Every-
So just give us one.
Yes.
So just give us one.
So, yeah, the idea that he would never play for Team USA
Right.
is, of course he'll get his opportunity.
Right. I think so too. I'm looking forward to that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You're not going to be able to watch me in the Olympics, though. I do want to give you one heads up. You can watch me tonight. I'll be on TNT.
Oh, I can't wait.
Like I am
Cannot
every
wait.
year.
The
in
king-
the play-in.
the
I'll
king-
be in the play. I'm the play-in king.
One game only.
The king.
One
the
game
king,
only.
The king. He does what's best for the league. We need star power. You know, like you see Cody Rhodes. He shows up every show now.
That's right.
That's what the king does.
He's the
King's like, we
Cody
got to
Rhodes.
play in. He's like the Cody Rhodes of the NBA.
And
Our
you
king
can
is.
tune in later to my new podcast with JJ Reddick, where I talk about how everybody in the league is stupid except for me.
Oh my God, that podcast! First off,
I haven't heard it.
I've listened to some of it, and
You don't listen to my podcast?
No,
Oh
I'm
my
not a
God.
sorry,
fan
King.
of
Here's the
you.
thing.
Sorry,
Can you tell me this? Can both these things be true at the same time? JJ Redick and LeBron James are both brilliant basketball minds. All right? Stop oversimplifying everything.
Thank you.
Like they'll be like, so you know when you're doing a 1-5 pick and roll, and it's like, come on, man. Like they talk about the simplest things like it's the most complex things to sound like they're the smartest people in the world about basketball. Does that come across to you at all?
The blob.
I'll have to give it a
I'm
listen.
educate you on the blob. Baseline out of bounds.
Okay.
You didn't even know what that meant because you're stupid. I'm smart.
Sounds educational.
I've known about baseline out of bounds since I was 9 years old.
Remember when he said that there are guys in the league that don't know how to reverse a play?
Yeah, that
I've known
one.
how to reverse a play since I'm 9.
And then I see all the replies, and it's like, well, everybody knows how to do that. Like, what are we talking about? That's what I think. They talk about things like
full of dumbasses and me.
I've seen them where they talk about basketball stuff like they're the only ones who know it, and then the replies are like, we learned that when we were 11. What are we doing? I don't know. You know what? I'm sure they're doing.
You can be able to watch the Play-In King tonight.
Oh,
you know it. You know it.
Excited.
I'm fired
ready,
up.
dude.
I'm fired
ready.
up.
Let's go.
I'm fired up.
What if at the end of the game he loses and then he hands over his play-in crown to Zion? It's like a passing of the torch.
He can't lose his. He can't lose his
it to
play-in
Zion.
crown.
Come on.
No. All
Can't
right.
lose to Zion.
I tell you this, true story. I was at the. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was
Take
at
care
the.
of that.
I was at the in-season tournament when it was in Vegas. The second half of Lakers Pelicans.
Yep.
I was playing blackjack at the Park MGM across the street from T-Mobile. I was like, I'm not watching this crap. They're up by 40.
Yep.
LeBron came out and was like, I'm guarding Zion every possession. You're never doing a thing. And Fat Zion, he's lost like 30 pounds since then.
Yeah.
But Fat Zion was just like walking up and down the court, and I was like, I'm out of here.
I love how-
I was like, they are done.
Zion
Lakers
does waddle.
Lakers just put it on their
he
head.
does waddle.
He
a lot.
waddles. He doesn't walk. Zion waddles.
It's a big moment for Zion tonight.
Yeah, it
Look
is.
at my
This
little
could be a
king.
big breakthrough.
Look at my little king.
The play-in king. the play-in king.
Oh, give
Look
him
at
a
my little
kiss.
king. My little king.
We love you, little
The
king.
play-in king.
Let's do this.
All right. I'll
Let's
see
do
you
this.
later. You go do your other little show. You go do the Chris Vernon show. Who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares about any of this? Okay, the King. Look at the King.
Let's go.
It's playing. I'm fired up.
I am too.
He sullies our King's name every opportunity he gets.
I know. We gotta lift him back up.
He doesn't respect our King. But Vernon's never respected authority.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
Never respected authority.
That's very true.
He doesn't respect kings. We could barely get him to wear a mask, you know? Remember that?
Exactly.
Remember what
I
we're
forgot
talking
about that era.
It was a wild deal, wasn't it?
Man, that was a wild time in my life, and everybody's for that matter.
Wasn't that a wild situation?
Yeah, it was.
You know
I'm
who
glad
was
it's over.
You know who was the king of the bubble?
Huh? Look, you're looking at him.
You're looking at him.
Yeah.
You're looking at him.
Yeah, that's a real championship.
That's a real
And
championship.
Don't you dare call it a bubble championship.
You don't get to win. You can't win off the strength of your home court advantage. You had to go down to a bubble in Orlando. Nobody else is influencing this.
No.
Just 10 basketball players on a court.
That's it.
And let's figure out who's the best. You know who the best was?
The King.
Our King. And
Our
Savior.
King and Savior.
When we come back, Penny Hardaway decided to schedule a home and home with UNLV. Does he think it's 1990 again? I don't know. We'll discuss next.
LifeCare Ambulance is proud to be an official partner of the Memphis Grizzlies and FedEx Forum. At LifeCare, they wear their hearts with pride. Their passion is their people. They want you to love what you do and where you do it. Their employee-driven culture encourages a healthy work-life balance and supportive work environment. They invest in your success and well-being so that you can provide the best care for the patients that they serve. Join the incredible team of EMTs and paramedics in Memphis, Nashville, and across the nation today. Learn more at lifecareamb.com.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Hey Grizzlies fans, after exciting hoops and a lucky night of gaming, where do you rest your head? Look no further than Southland Casino Hotel, proud sponsor of the Memphis Grizzlies. Our high-rise hotel is the epitome of luxury and comfort. Picture this, you've just finished an evening of gaming and dining, so you head on over to one of our 300 rooms to end the night. Choose from standard, suite, and presidential suite, plus we're pet-friendly and offer mobility scooters for rent. It's a seamless experience for everyone. And don't miss the Main Street Exchange, right in the heart of our casino lobby. Whether you're craving a snack or need a souvenir of your stay, we've got you covered. From polo shirts to shot glasses, take a piece of the Southland excitement home with you. So come stay and play at Southland Casino Hotel, where every moment is designed for your enjoyment. Book your hotel stay by calling 833-703-3350 or visit online at southlandcasinohotel.com/hotel.
Guests must be 21 years of age or older to check in at hotel. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays and the evenings and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's OrthoSouth at orthosouth.org. Now I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
Penny Hardaway has scheduled a home and home series with the UNLV Running Rebels. It's going to start next season in Las Vegas, Thomas and Mack. And then UNLV will come back the following season to play the Tigers inside FedEx Forum. Big Bet Bennett?
Yes.
Can you get fired up for a home and home with UNLV?
I think so because while they were bad this year, right?
They've been bad for a while.
They've been bad for a while, but they're in a good conference. One of the better conferences in America
this year, sure.
Yeah, in America this year. It's a program with history.
Sure.
And Vegas being just booming right now.
Sure.
I can't imagine UNLV being down bad forever. I think that thing will get turned around, whether it's with the current regime or a new regime. So I think it makes a little sense. And also, to me, it depends on when they play the game. Like, I'm one of those people that I hope they play this like right during the middle of the conference play.
Right.
Because this could potentially be like, it's not going to be like the Gonzaga Memphis series back when, but that's what you're looking for, right? You're looking for something that you can do during the middle of the season that boosts your resume because your conference in theory is bad.
If so, this ain't it.
Okay.
Because
Damn.
UNLV is not good and hasn't been good for a while. Trivia time. Last time UNLV made the NCAA tournament.
Let's go with the year 2007.
2013.
Okay, see?
But, well, it's been a decade, Bennett. It's been a decade. I mean, a lot of stuff's happened in the past decade.
Vegas is on the come up.
As a city.
That's right.
The men's basketball program at UNLV, not so much. Last season finished 73rd at KenPom. Season before that, 95th. Season before that, 90th. That's all under Kevin Kruger, who, of course, is the son of Lon Kruger, former UNLV head coach, and maybe the last successful UNLV head coach.
Yeah.
Lon was good. Kevin has been not quite as much. It's a big brand. I mean, obviously, if you were watching college basketball in the late 80s, early 90s, like UNLV was as big as it gets.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Tarkanian, Stacey Augmon, Greg Anthony, Larry Johnson. Like, we still remember those players. Anderson Hunt. They won the national championship in 1990. Went to the Final Four in 87, 90, and 91. I mean, just was consistently awesome. I can remember being in middle school. Like, this is what you would do. You would, or at least what I would do. I'd come home and I'd take a nap after school so that I could stay up late, like on Monday nights, and watch the UNLV games that would come on after Sports Center. Like, now, I guess, to the extent kids do this, you stay up late to watch the Gonzaga games
right
on ESPN after Sports Center.
Right.
But in the early 90s, that was UNLV. And it just hasn't been that in a little while. I will say, having been to UNLV games at Thomas and Mack, when Lon Kruger had it going, like, that is a place. It's a little bit like Memphis in the sense that when it's not relevant, when it's not good, you don't really think about it too much. But if they're ever good and you turn on the TV, you go, oh, wow, that place is filled up. It looks great.
Right.
Like, if it's ever good, it's good. It's just they hadn't been good in a while. Like, you realize Memphis games, if you turn them on, say, last season before, it's like, I don't know how many people there. But there was a point in this season, and it went away, but there was a point when Virginia was coming in here, Clemson was coming in here, you looked at it and you went, man, that's the way it's supposed to look. That's what Tiger basketball is supposed to look like and sound like. When UNLV is good, it still can pop like that. People there want to care about it. It just hasn't been good in a while. That said, I don't mind this. They already have a pretty challenging non-league schedule. And they should, because the league schedule's trash, because the league is trash. But they're already in Maui. UConn's there.
Yeah.
As a back-to-back national champion. Other good programs. They've already got Clemson, Virginia, those home and homes to continue. So they've already got some relevant games. I've got Clemson in the top 25 and one. They'll probably get at least 2 games in Maui against top 25-ish teams, maybe more. And UNLV, it's a brand. It's a trip to Vegas. People like going to Vegas. It's one your fans will probably enjoy. Like, there will be Memphis fans who, if you were playing Boise State in a home and home, they wouldn't travel to Boise, but they will travel to Vegas because it's like, hey, let's go to Vegas and we'll see Adele and maybe we'll go to the Sphere and I really do love the Win or whatever. People will go. So I don't mind it, but it's not the type of game based on current projections that you're likely to use to help build an at-large resume. It's typically going to
barring a surprise, it'll be a game against a Mountain West Conference team that comes from a good league but isn't one of the better teams in that league. So I don't know how much it helps you, but Las Vegas is fun, and I'm sure it'll be an enjoyable trip.
Number 2.
Caitlin Clark, as expected, she was the number 1 pick in the 2024 WNBA Draft last night. Did you watch any of it? You said you might.
Yes.
I turned it on.
Yep.
I wanted my kids to see history. We watched the first few picks, but I wanted my kids to see Caitlin Clark get selected number 1 overall. That's a significant moment in the history of women's sports. She goes number 1 to Indiana. Then Cameron Brink. Oh, she got popular last night, Cameron Brink.
Yes, she did. I didn't realize she was Steph's, was it goddaughter?
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. It's a fun fact.
It's a fun fact.
Uh-huh.
She's a tall gal.
She is very tall, yes.
Yeah, long legs.
Yes.
I think her legs went viral last night.
Those legs did go viral last night. Yes, they did.
Ben and I don't know that it's appropriate to be objectifying women the day after the WNBA draft.
Well, don't look at me. I'm just you brought it up. I'm just reiterating what I saw online.
She had long legs.
Correct.
Yeah, and they went viral, I thought.
That's right.
Well, she's going to play for the LA Sparks. She's a Stanford gal, so she doesn't even have to leave California. That's nice.
Oh, we can talk. JB said in the chat, let's talk about Cameron Brink's legs. So we're good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we just did, JB.
Yeah, we just did.
There we go. Yeah, see, not creepy at all.
Not creepy at all.
Nope.
Saw them legs going viral, you know?
Yep.
People were like, man, look at Cameron Brink's legs. And I was like, I don't know if I should be looking at anybody's legs, you know? Not on the internet.
Right.
Who am I?
The internet just puts stuff in front of you.
Next thing
I
you know.
can't help what's there.
Next thing you know, Cameron Brink's legs all over my iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even, whoo, buddy. That iPhone, it'll get you sometimes.
Yes, it will.
Got to figure out how to, it'll get you sometimes.
It sure will.
Cameron Brink, Camila Cardoso, she's the star at South Carolina. She was the number 3 pick. So it's just like I said yesterday, Angel Reese went 7th. Like, when's the last time, and I mean this sincerely, you had a WNBA draft where, like, you could name 4 of the top 7 picks? Like, you know them.
Never before this one.
Probably never before this one.
No, I mean, I think that most people would agree that this is the most star power. And I could be completely off base with that, but it just seems like this is the most star power that we've seen, at least notable names in a WNBA draft.
Caitlin Clark's the all-time leading scorer, women's college basketball history. Cameron Brink's got legs. Cardoso's an undefeated national champion. Angel Reese is a national champion, star at LSU. Real star power, sure. I don't think you're off base. Real star power. The question is like, well, okay, now what? Now what? Will it translate? Will people watch? Clearly, people would watch Caitlin Clark at Iowa. No getting around that.
Yes.
Okay, will they watch her in the WNBA? Because here's the thing. Just because you will watch somebody do something in one space doesn't mean you'll watch them do it in another space under a different set of circumstances. You know what a great example of this is? John Rahm, Phil Mickelson.
Oh, yeah,
Brooks Koepka. Those are some of the great, Cam Smith.
CM Punk. Left the WWE, goes to AEW.
I see where you're going with
this.
Okay, you put CM Punk on Friday Night SmackDown or Monday Night Raw.
I'm in.
People can't get enough of it. You put him on AEW on a Tuesday night on whatever channel, and it's like, okay, he's still saying the same stuff, doing the same things. But like, yeah, I don't care anymore. All right? John Rahm and Brooks Koepka could come to TPC Southwind, and they'd be 2 of the biggest stars there, playing in a playoff event on the PGA Tour. Instead, now they're playing in live events on the CW, and nobody watches. Like, less than 1 million people watch every weekend that they're on. They're still the same people doing the same thing. But it's like, I cared about them when they did it here. I don't care about them when they do it there. So clearly people cared about Caitlin Clark at Iowa. Are they going to care about Caitlin Clark playing for the Indiana Fever in a league that people do not consume in the same way? I don't know.
In my opinion, it is different because, like we just talked about, This was the most I've ever paid attention to a WNBA draft. And it wasn't just because of Caitlin Clark. Like, I watched a lot of it, and she went number one. So, I think that I saw more, and again, it could just be the world that I'm living in, but I saw more WNBA coverage last night for a WNBA draft than I've ever seen before in my entire life. Mm-hmm. So I do think that the sport is growing. They're already talking about expansion today. The commissioner came out and listed possible cities that they want to expand to. So I think that there is I think that there's a real I think that that people want to consume this. They're going to have more nationally televised games this year than they have before. I saw JB just say that. So I do think that the sport is growing. And so, yes, I think that people will tune in to watch these stars just because it seems like, at least from my perspective, it's more relevant now than it ever has been.
I see in the chat somebody points out that CM Punk was a ratings draw for AEW. That's missing the point. Just because he boosted AEW's ratings doesn't mean that people still watched him in the same way. For most people who watch wrestling, he disappeared for 10 years or however long it was. Just because he brought AEW's ratings up doesn't mean that he was seen by the same people, right? Follow me here. CM Punk's in WWE. Whatever this level is, that's where he's at. He goes to AEW. AEW is down here, all right? He goes to AEW. It goes up. Okay, he helped them. Cool. He's still down here. This is where WWE is, right?
Right.
I never forget Kevin Durant, LeBron James. Remember when we had the lockout, 2010, 2011? They played a game, charity event down at Landers Center. Rudy Gay organized it, whatever. You had two of the biggest stars in the NBA, LeBron and KD. You know how many people showed up down there? Like 6,000, whatever. It's like nothing. You know?
Right.
It's like, we don't care. They're here, but we don't care.
Yeah.
Put them in FedEx Forum. Call it Lakers versus Thunder. Call it an NBA game. Same two people. You pack the place. It just same two people doing more or less the same thing, playing basketball.
Yeah.
I care about it here. I don't care about it there. I want, it'll be interesting because I think the fear is that the whole Caitlin Clark Iowa thing was just a thing that happened. It was a moment, and it was a moment that it happened, and a special collection of just perfect storm of everything.
Yeah.
And now women's college basketball will dip back, maybe not to where it once was, but we'll dip back in the absence of Caitlin Clark, and that she won't actually be able to elevate the WNBA to the levels at which she elevated Iowa and the Big Ten and women's college basketball in general. I don't know the answer. I just know that that's the concern. I will tell you the thing that I don't think works, and I saw this a lot last night, and some of it is just you're talking on TV and you got to say something, so you're just saying something. But there's a lot of almost now it's on America, or now it's on us, or now it's on whomever, to support the WNBA and to support these women and buy season tickets and show up to the games and tune in, almost like it's our civic responsibility to do this now. And I just, respectfully, I don't think that ever works. I don't think it ever works. They always try to do it. People always try to tell you what you should care about, right? Like, hey, we've got a new semi-pro football team that's playing in April. You should care about it. Why? You can't tell people what to care about.
I think you should.
But tell me why. Go ahead.
Because
the floor is yours.
I mean, it could get taken away from you.
Who cares?
I enjoy it.
What do you enjoy?
I like taking my kid
to what?
Showboats games. Is
you
that
do.
What we're talking to?
How many times have you done it?
Twice.
And you had a good time.
We had a good time.
I don't
it's
object
cheap.
to that.
It's cheap.
Okay,
it's,
sure.
Yeah,
sure.
You can sit wherever you want.
But why should I care?
I think that that league has more potential to succeed than any other spring league ever has.
Who's in first place right now?
Is it Birmingham?
I don't have any
Houston,
idea.
The Roughnecks?
I don't even know who plays. I don't know anything about it. I just don't.
God, this is a different discussion. They start that thing at the wrong time, in my opinion. Start it right now.
I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't say this to be mean. I'm not trying to.
I got it.
I just don't care, and you're not going to make me care about a football league being played, a professional football league being played in April. I don't care. All right. So I don't know if you've noticed. I haven't talked about it at all. I don't come in and crap on it. I just don't care. So I just
I get it.
I just don't care. And no amount of you should care is going to make me care unless you can actually give me real reasons why. How about this?
I agree with you.
This is the point I'm trying to make.
I agree with you.
I did not watch the women's Final Four because I felt obligated to do it, because I felt responsible. As someone who works in sports, I need to support women's sport. None of that mattered to me. You know what I felt? You know why I watched the women's Final Four?
There was a buzz.
Because I wanted to.
Yeah.
Because it was compelling.
Yep.
And because it was interesting. And I wanted to see if Caitlin Clark could beat Paige Beckers. And so we were in Phoenix at the Final Four, my wife and I, and we could have done anything we wanted to do. We could have gone to dinner with friends and done like anything we wanted to do. And you know what we decided to do before we went and did what we ultimately did? To sit in our room and watch UConn and Iowa. Not because my wife didn't look at me and say, but we should support this because this is a big deal and it's important for women's sports. She never said that. She just was like, oh, wow. So it's Caitlin Clark is playing, and that's UConn, and let's watch that. I wanted to watch it because I was interested in it, because I was compelled by it, because I thought it was awesome. That's the way you get people to watch the stuff, any stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Make it where people want to feel like they need to be involved. But just, I heard it over and over again last night, like now it's up to America. And I don't think you're going to win anything doing that.
I agree with that.
I don't think you can guilt trip people into supporting something they otherwise don't care about. This isn't like a big brothers, big sisters. Hey, I don't know if you want to go to this function next weekend, but could you buy a table for $2,000? Yeah, I'll buy a table for $2,000 just because I'm trying to support something. Sports don't work like that. People care about what they care about, and it has to typically happen organically. All the commercials in the world aren't going to do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to create a product that people want to support and care about.
Yeah.
And perhaps this is what we're about to watch happen in the WNBA. But I don't think just telling people now it's time to support the WNBA. We've been doing that for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work.
It's got to be organic.
It's got to happen organically. Create something that makes me want to care. Like, I never started watching women's college basketball because somebody told me I should. Never. To the extent I watched women's college basketball and followed it, it's because I wanted to. Because I found it interesting and compelling and fascinating, the storylines. That's what we've got to get with the WNBA.
Yes.
Telling people to watch because you should, not going to work. Create something that's so interesting that we want to watch. Hopefully they do.
Number 3.
Courtney Love.
Speaking of uplifting other women.
She's so mad. What's she mad about?
She's always been that way.
She's always been that way.
Yeah, she's always been a little mad.
So she grants an interview.
Mm-hmm.
And in this interview, she decides to take shots at Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Lana Del Rey. This comes a couple years ago after Olivia Rodrigo, this teenage pop star, becomes a big thing. Courtney Love hates on her because apparently Olivia Rodrigo's album cover was similar to a whole album cover, like a prom queen dressed up, as if she invented, Courtney Love, the idea of prom queens, troubled prom queens dressing up. Like we had a whole movie about that well before Hole was a thing. Courtney Love, she's in her late 50s now.
Mm-hmm.
She says Taylor Swift is uninteresting as an artist. Beyonce's country album sucks. And Lana Del Rey is a terrible inspiration. She had to stop listening to her.
Wait. Courtney Love's a good inspiration?
No. Well, that's what Courtney Love thinks.
Okay.
What makes somebody... I just always thought about this, because I'm getting old myself. I don't know if you noticed.
Uh-huh.
You know?
So am I.
Yeah, we're all. Mm-hmm. You know, we're gonna get to a. I don't know that we're there yet, but there will be a time in my industry, my chosen profession, where there will be 25-year-old rising stars and 28-year-old rising stars. And what if the whole world loves them, and they're undeniably getting numbers and flourishing in all the ways that they are, and I just decide they all suck.
Right.
That never comes, even if you think you're right, you're never right. It never comes across the right way.
Just comes across as sour grapes.
It just comes across as you're out of touch. In what world is Courtney Love more musically impactful than Taylor Swift, Beyonce, and even, frankly, if you want to go there, Lana Del Rey? You know what? The most famous, the main reason Courtney Love is famous, do you know what that is? It ain't because of anything Courtney Love did other than marry Kurt Cobain. I'm not trying to diminish her.
Hole had a moment, I guess.
But come on, man.
I'm with you.
Relax.
I'm with you.
All right. Go put Hole on tour tomorrow and see what happens.
Right.
All right.
Right.
You had a moment.
I like that Malibu song they have.
And that's the way
Wasn't
most.
that Hole?
That's the way most. Buddy, don't start me quoting Hole's catalog.
I think that was Hole. Remember that song? Hey,
They really.
I'm gonna follow you.
I don't know, Bennett.
Baby, fly
I don't feel like that's any of my
away
business. I don't know if that's
to
Hole.
Malibu. That was a
doesn't-
good song. That song
okay,
was
well,
catchy. I like
okay.
that song.
I remember.
Taylor should cover that.
Well, I feel like that's probably out.
Yeah, that's probably the question.
I just think when you get older and you hate on young people and you try to say things like nobody makes good music anymore, nobody makes good movies anymore, nobody does good radio shows anymore,
Yeah.
you're just going to come across sounding ridiculous.
I
Because
agree.
here's the truth. You ready for this? People do make good music. They still do. Every generation says this. Do you know what my parents said about 90s music? Oh, they don't make good music like this anymore.
Yep.
And now I am the person who was raised on 90s music. And there are people driving around right now who are my age, and they're listening to a Soundgarden album right now, and they're insistent that they don't make good music anymore while they're walking around listening to Spoon Man on
Bad
repeat.
Motorfinger, come on.
No, here's the thing. I enjoyed Soundgarden, but the idea that, man, Soundgarden and Alice in Chains and Pearl Jam were the best, but they don't make good music anymore, is the same thing. People grew up with Led Zeppelin and the Stones and whatever, and then by the time we get the 80s and the 90s, they don't make good music anymore. Every generation does this, and now Courtney Love's doing it.
Yeah.
They do make good music. They do make good movies. Art's is good, if not better than ever. Everything's fine. In most areas of life, generations actually improve over previous generations in most areas of life. And yet there's always some old person. And I say this as an old person, but you'll never catch me saying this stuff. You'll never catch me watching the MTV Awards and going, who is this?
Right.
Why do they put this on?
As much as I want to sometimes.
The MTV Awards, man, they don't do the MTV Awards like they used to. You know what? Yes, they do. Now it's just your parents watching the MTV Awards.
Ouch.
It's the same as it always was. It's just that you changed. MTV Awards didn't change. You did.
I used to be not obsessed, but fascinated with Courtney Love. Remember Kurt and Courtney, that documentary?
Yeah.
I watched that thing like 50 times.
You think she killed him?
No. But 13-year-old me absolutely did.
She's something else.
Yeah, 13-year-old me was convinced. This version of me, I'm not so sure.
I just find it unattractive to be hating on younger people all the time. Anytime I hear an older person hate on younger people or newer things, I roll my eyes.
I agree with that.
Anytime I hear, because you'll hear this all the time. You know where you see it all the time? Golf course. And it's not hating as much as you just listen to what people are listening to. Because mostly golf course, people are my age, they look like me.
Yep.
That's what a golf course is. It's people who look just like me. All right? And I'm always like, everybody's got music playing in their carts. And it's always like they're listening to stuff they listened to when they were 18 years old. Always, right?
We all do that.
I don't.
Oh, I mean, I do. I listen to all kinds.
I mean, I do. I might throw on
dig
something.
all kinds.
I
like Elvis.
I might throw on something from like 20, 30 years ago, but I am just as likely to be listening to something that came out last week. I really prioritize trying to listen to new music.
I do too.
Keep up with new stuff, just because so that I never find myself sounding like Courtney Love. I never want to sound like Courtney Love. Like Taylor Swift is. You can nitpick her if you want to. You can wonder how she became the biggest thing in the world, and does her talent actually suggest she should be the biggest thing in the world? That's a fair conversation to have. But she's the biggest thing in the world. And to say she's uninteresting as an artist, I don't think you can be as successful as Taylor Swift's been without being interesting on some level, right?
Right.
She's clearly interesting. How do you say she's uninteresting when the whole world's interested in her? If you're uninteresting, how do you get the whole world to be interested in you? Right. Like, by definition, you got to be interesting on some level. Whole world's interested in everything she does. She could be sitting at Coachella listening to a DJ and there's cameras on her just to try to get any reaction. She's maybe the most interesting person in the world, given how much interest people have in her. Courtney Love gives an interview and says she's uninteresting.
Yeah.
I don't buy it.
I don't buy it either.
Stop being a hater.
Yeah, stop being a hater.
Stop being an old
Courtney,
hater.
I'm going to show everybody the Kurt and Courtney documentary.
Well, Bennett,
don't make us rehash that.
Yeah, don't make us bring that back up.
Uh-huh.
Bennett knows what you did.
I don't believe it.
I don't think
I don't believe it.
I don't think that's not fair to Courtney Love.
That's not fair.
That's not fair.
Just stop talking bad about Taylor. Come
Just
on.
stop talking
What the
bad
hell?
about and Beyonce too.
That's outrageous.
I mean, what are you trying to do?
Yeah, what are you trying to do to yourself?
Do you want nobody to like you ever?
That's crazy.
Yeah, just here's my advice to my fellow old people. Respect the young people.
Well,
they're probably
just be open to.
They're probably more talented.
Don't tell me to respect the young people.
Got to respect the young people.
Nah, dude.
They're probably more talented
Just
than
be
you realize.
open-minded.
They're probably more talented than you realize, and we're probably in better hands than you think. Every generation always thinks like the next generation's going to ruin the world.
Okay, but
I feel like we're the ones ruining the world. I feel like it's us.
maybe we are.
We're the ones ruining the world.
The old people are making the decisions.
We're the ones. We are right now actively ruining the world. Our problem is not Lana Del Rey.
Olivia Rodrigo should be making these decisions.
Olivia Rodrigo is
It
not
shouldn't
our
be us.
problem.
It shouldn't be us. It should
It's
be
you.
Olivia.
I didn't see Olivia Rodrigo at the Capitol. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fair point. That's
I didn't
a fair
see her at the Capitol.
When you put it like that.
But you know who I did see at the Capitol? Bunch of people.
Not me. Not me. You
I mean,
didn't see me there.
I saw.
No.
I seen that beard there.
No.
That beard might have been on another person, but I seen that beard there. Oh, buddy, there's like 200 of those beards at the Capitol. Anyway,
all right.
I just wish Courtney Love.
Chill out, Courtney.
Yeah, just relax and enjoy your. Isn't she still getting that Nirvana money?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
she's
just
still getting
relax
some of
and
that money.
enjoy your Nirvana money and relax.
It was the anniversary of Kurt's death recently.
Yeah, and that was like, dude, I don't remember what it was, but I remember reading exactly what you read, and it was like, and Kurt Cobain died 50,000 years ago today.
Oh, I know.
I was like, God,
It was actually 30 years. Yeah,
that's a long time.
that is pretty wild.
That's a long time to be in this world without a Kurt Cobain, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Moment of silence.
Yeah, moment of silence.
Courtney Love should just enjoy that Nirvana money and relax a little bit.
Yeah, probably so.
Keep Beyonce's name out your mouth.
Number 4.
Mike Tyson. Do you see the report? Giving up cannabis.
What?
Said he got to.
What?
Got to.
Mike.
Can't fight.
Wait, when you weren't here last week, one of Kelsey's 5 stories was that Mike just put out some new gummies, and they look they're in the shape of ears. They're ear gummies.
Oh wow, where do you get those? You think?
I think in New York.
Okay.
I think he's actually got like a head shop in New York.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike's making money off this stuff.
Yeah. How about this? Texas State Board Commission rules. He has to take a cannabis test before he fights Jake Paul, and if he were to fail it, it's a 90-day suspension. So
Wow.
he has to stay off of weed just to be able to be. So you think this is a joke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Except there's actually like commissions involved and rules involved. And he has to take a drug test. He can't fail a drug test.
I don't like this. I don't like this for Mike.
You don't want Mike on.
No, I do want him on weed.
Well, last time he was on weed and he like fought Roy Jones and it was like he was sleepwalking through the whole fight.
Yeah, but I think that it's changed, and he'll admit this. It's changed Mike's perspective
on life.
Yeah, and
Sure.
I think maybe I think it's helping him in this journey to where he's getting in this massive Netflix special, and I'm a little scared that him having to lose something that's been so important to him could affect the outcome of this fight.
But what if he's got to get back to being a stone cold killer, Iron Mike?
Oh man, yeah, maybe we see that dog.
Maybe he bites the ear off again.
That would be incredible.
To bite off Jake Paul's ear.
That might be the moment of the century. If Mike Tyson bites off Jake Paul's ear on Netflix, that might be one of the biggest moments of the decade, at least.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
It'll be a big fight. I can't wait. It'll be on Netflix.
I can't wait.
We're all going to watch it. It might be the dumbest thing we've ever watched.
I hope it's not.
But we're all going to watch it. I mean, at some point, he's nearly 60 years old.
Well, did you see the video of him saying, "I'm coming for you," and he's doing the sprints? That was, I mean, I feel like I could sprint faster than that.
Mike Tyson?
Yeah, it was a slow sprint.
He's 57 years old.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
it was a really slow sprint.
Right.
And that worries me.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get this thing done in like 3 rounds, Mike.
No, he probably needs to win it in round 1 if he's going to win it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't take this thing the distance.
Anyway, he's going to be sober for it, he says.
Okay.
No weed for Mike Tyson. Not because
I don't love it.
Not because it's the life he chooses, but there are rules. There are rules in the state of Texas, believe it or not. Believe it or not.
Texas strikes again.
Texas strikes again. Can't smoke weed before a fight. You can buy 50,000 automatic weapons.
Right.
What are you doing, Texas?
Come on.
You can go to Texas and buy 50,000 automatic rifles. But don't take a gummy before you fight.
Right.
A Paul brother. What a wild state that is.
Go get him, Iron Mike.
Go get him, Iron Mike.
Number 5.
Top 25 and 1 got an update again yesterday. Version 5.0 already.
What's up?
Where
are the Tigers?
And it was, they're not. They're not,
all right.
They're not there. They only have like 4 players.
A lot of buzz. He's hitting the recruiting trail, trying to bring some guys back home.
Who is?
Penny Hardaway. I saw he's recruiting some guys that are from Memphis.
Yeah.
They're having success elsewhere.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
You want them to care.
Okay.
You want them to care about that. About that M across the chest.
The name on the front.
The name on the front, not on the back. That's the way to run a successful program.
I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so.
Yep.
So the Tigers are not in the top 25 and 1.
Okay.
Perhaps one day.
In time.
In time. But this is just it was hilarious the way this worked yesterday. So on Sunday night, Texas gets 3 commitments out of the transfer portal. Tremont Mark, who used to play at Houston, then played at Arkansas.
Yep.
He commits to Texas. And then they got 2 Indiana State starters, like that Indiana State team that played in the finals of the NIT.
Oh, man.
They got 2 starters from them. So I'm like, oh, wow. I guess I got to move Texas like into the top 15, the top 25 and 1. Because they got Tyrese Hunter back, Dylan Mitchell back, Tremont Mark, you add him, the Indiana State transfers. Oh, boy. This is a real team. And before I could even update it, they lost 2 starters to the transfer portal. So they added 3 starters and lost 2 starters all in the same 24-hour period. Like, it's just wholesale changes.
Yeah, dude.
Like, they just said, okay, so now Texas is like bringing in one of the best transfer portal recruiting classes in the country, but they're losing 6 of their top 8 scores to the transfer portal. So this is where we're at with college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And it's why building a team over several years, that's not the way you do it anymore.
It's not how it is.
You can do it, but I would not approach it that way. You were building a team for next season, and then you were building a team for the following season, and you have no idea what the following season is going to look like, and there's a good chance it could look nothing like the next season.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to build it however you can build it. So Texas just losing really important players, bringing in really important players, and there's college basketball in the year 2024. Version 6.0, probably just right around the corner. Be back with GP's Carryout.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So we could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip? Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Now for a limited time, the new $1.99 Crispy Tender Wraps are here at Sonic. Who could deny a crispy chicken tender with bold flavors like hickory barbecue and cheesy Baja? And we can't forget the crisp lettuce and melty cheese to make the perfect bite. Wrap yourself up with some TLC, tender, love, and chicken for only $1.99. Sonic $1.99 crispy tender wraps. Tax not included, limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins.
I will take High School Musical with my fifth and final pick because it is a sports movie. You do got to get your head in the game. I love High School Musical. I love musicals. Sports and musicals can coexist in this beautiful world. What a beautiful, beautiful movie. Even though High School Musical 1 is not even the best of the High School Musicals.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
We know there's only one team you want to watch, and Bally Sports is the place to get your Grizzlies. Experience the comebacks, the buzzer beaters, the can't-miss Memphis-made moments live. Bally Sports keeps the grind going before and after the game, too, with Pete, Brevin, Fish, and Chris on Grizzlies Live. Watch Grizzlies basketball all season long with Bally Sports and streaming on the Bally Sports app. Bally Sports, home of the only team you want to watch.
Sad news out of St. Louis. Big Bet Bennett. Whitey Herzog.
Oh, wow.
Has died at the age of 92. You too young to appreciate Whitey Herzog?
Yeah, a little bit.
Famous manager of the Cardinals. Won a World Series. Actually, won two. One as a player. One as a manager. He was the NL Manager of the Year in 1985. His number 24 is retired by the St. Louis Cardinals. Whitey Herzog. 92 years old. Gone. Did you see the Clint Eastwood picture that went viral the other day? 94 years old, Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, they keep doing this, these guys. Like, they do it with Gene Hackman now all the time, too. I'm like, bro, he's in his mid to late 90s. Like, what are we doing?
Alone.
Leave these old men alone.
Yeah, it's like...
Like, if I live to be in my 90s, I don't want you posting my picture all over social media.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Like, I'm 47. I don't even want my picture anywhere.
Right, me either. I know.
I can't imagine what I'm going to look like when I'm 92.
Yeah.
You know?
Not great.
Not great.
Not great.
Not great. You know the one I hate? You'll see this every once in a while. It'll be like TMZ or some other one. And it'll be like, this person is unrecognizable. And it's just mean.
Yeah, they've aged a million years.
It's just mean.
Yeah, I know.
It's always just mean.
I know. Like, they did it with, I can't think of her name, but Tom Cruise's love interest in the first Top Gun.
Awful.
And I'm just like, dude, like, she didn't ask for any of this.
There is nothing that woman wants less than her current picture going viral.
Right.
And you just like, it's just mean.
Yeah, it is mean.
I don't know why people just, like, you think Gene Hackman really wants to be photographed walking out of a CVS?
No, he retired for a reason.
He retired for a reason. He said,
he wants out of the public spotlight.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, we lost Whitey Herzog. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Let's do GP's Carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we learn today?
A whole bunch of stuff, but the main thing, hey, postseason starts tonight in the NBA.
It sure does.
Our king, playing king. That's disrespectful. I don't think.
I don't like that.
I don't like that.
I don't like that.
I don't
name.
like that either.
LeBron.
Hey, if there were no such thing as the play-in, you know who wouldn't have to be in the play-in?
Our king.
Right, he'd be in 8 seed. Mm-hmm. Getting ready to F up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Best thing ever happened. Best thing that ever happened to the Oklahoma City Thunder is that LeBron had to go to the play-in.
Mm-hmm.
High-stakes basketball tonight. Lakers, Pelicans, Kings, Warriors.
Yeah, man.
I'm fired up.
I am too. It's a good one.
Could be a league-changing night in the NBA.
I don't want a changing of the guard. I know we talked about like listening to new music and embracing, the next generation, everything like that. In this instance, I'm not ready to embrace the next generation.
I'm not either. I
want the old heads to thrive.
I want LeBron and Steph and AD and Clay and Draymond in the playoffs.
Yep.
So tonight, I'm rooting for the Lakers and the Warriors. Oh, I can't wait. It's a doubleheader.
Let's go.
High-stakes stuff.
What's today's biggest
Bennett,
hit?
I'm going to make you pick it.
Okay.
Hey, you won last night with the Braves.
I sure did, yeah.
They pulled away from the Astros late.
Yep.
I think I want to make you pick the elimination game.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
9 o'clock
okay.
tonight.
Okay.
Winner goes on to a Friday night game against the loser of Lakers Pelicans with a right to be the 8th seed in the Western Conference playoffs. The loser is Dunzo.
Yep.
Warriors Kings. We're going to do it at the Golden One Center. Okay. That's Steph.
We got another one.
That's get all our Kings out.
There he is.
Golden State's 2.5-point favorite tonight on the road. Your total's 224.5. I should update you on your record. Your record is now 102, 112, and 4. You're negative 22.2 units. That ain't great.
No.
But it's better than you were yesterday.
I don't like 2.5. I wish it was 1.5.
I do too.
I wish it was 1.5.
So do I.
I wish it was 1.5.
I do too.
I'm going to take the Warriors.
Okay.
There is no way you go out like this against the Kings. Now, I wish it was 1.5. I wish it was 1.5.
I know.
I wish it was 1.5, but that's okay. I'll get stingy. Give me the Warriors. Give me the 2.5. You ain't going out like that against the Kings. Come on, you've had their number. Like, what? Now you're going to go out like...
I don't think you can go out like this.
First off, with all due respect, please don't let the Kings in the playoffs.
Can't Nobody needs that.
I'm good, dude.
We want Steph.
Yes.
All right, I'm with you. I don't know that you're right because you're usually not, but my heart's with you.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's lay it.
Let's make this easy.
Golden State minus 2.5.
Yeah, let's
Tonight,
go.
that's the play. All right, let's go.
What are we watching on TV?
Hey, did you ever watch Killing Eve?
No.
Just got dropped on Netflix. All 4 seasons are on Netflix right now.
Oh, yeah, this is the new thing Netflix is doing where they're like buying these series. Usually it was just Netflix original series.
Yeah.
Now they're getting these series from other brands. Like they're starting to carry HBO stuff.
They're diversifying.
AMC stuff.
I think they just put Sex in the City on Netflix.
Yep.
What do you think's going on there?
HBO's leasing a lot of their stuff to them.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? Killing Eve. I watched some of it. I think I stopped somewhere in season 3, but I remember it getting off to a good start. It's Jodie Comer, Sandra Oh. So Sandra Oh is like a British intelligence.
Okay.
And she's chasing down Jodie Comer is like a killer, a hire for murder killer. Like if you need somebody dead, like if you're Courtney Love and you want to murder your husband, Jodie Comer is the type of person you would hire.
Okay.
All right. And there's some sexual chemistry between them too.
Ooh. Kinky.
It is, Bennett. 4 seasons. You know who wrote it? Phoebe Waller-Bridge. You familiar with her work?
Yeah, she was in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, wasn't she?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think so. She's an actress too, right?
Sure. She was in Fleabag.
Yeah, that's her.
That's her.
She's in Indiana Jones.
Why was she in Indiana Jones?
I really don't know, to be quite honest.
It's a wild thing for her to do.
It wasn't bad. Okay. I liked it.
Killing Eve. It dropped on Netflix. I recommend what I saw of it. At some point, I stopped watching it. I think I just got distracted. I think I just got busy or something. I don't really know.
Okay.
But I remember liking what I watched. So if you're looking for something to binge on Netflix, Killing Eve has dropped. Go check it out.
What's the best thing we've read?
Hey, I was so this morning I was reading Tiger basketball stuff over at commercialappeal.com, and I stumbled into this story from John Bifus. You know John Bifus.
I love John Bifus.
Who doesn't love John Bifus? John Bifus is a legend.
Great Memphian.
Perhaps the greatest. I'm not here to rank Memphians, but perhaps the greatest. All right? So John Bifus has a story this morning on this woman named Elizabeth Sullivan. Are you familiar with Elizabeth Sullivan?
I don't think so.
Okay. She's 42 years old. She's our latest Playboy Playmate.
Okay.
She's a Playboy Playmate.
Oh, she's from here?
Yeah.
Oh, she's from here.
And now she's in Playboy.
Oh, good for her.
Good for her. 42 years old.
Is it the first ever Memphis Playboy Playmate?
Oh, no, buddy. We've had our share.
We have?
Oh, sure.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
I mean, I don't know them by name, but I could identify them.
Okay.
I probably got their Instagrams. Probably been on their Instagrams.
All due respect,
yeah,
had no clue Playboy was still putting out magazines.
Oh yeah, this is Playboy Sweden.
Okay,
Sweden, the Swedish version. Apparently, Elizabeth Sullivan here. She had she's been through it, Bennett. You think you've had some challenges in life with that beard and stuff.
Yeah,
nothing like what Elizabeth Sullivan's been going through. Terrible car wreck when she was young.
Oh damn
near died. You ready for this? Her friend did.
Jeez.
Okay. Tragedy. She's all busted up. Bad car wreck.
Yeah.
All right. Got to overcome that. Then tumors everywhere.
Oh dang.
You would think, oh man, life's over.
Mm-hmm.
No, life's never over if you don't want it to be. Unless, it is. Trying to deliver an inspiring message here.
I'm listening.
So Elizabeth Sullivan, she says, you know what? I could give up on life. Other people would. But you know what? I'm going to take these lemons and make lemonade.
Yep.
She said, I'm going to take these lemons and make lemonade. And she recovered from her car accident. She fought her other health issues.
Good.
And now she's a centerfold. She's a Playboy playmate at the age of 42. And you know what? She should be an inspiration for all other people, not just women, but people. Hey, life's going to get tough for you sometimes.
Right.
You're going to endure some challenges, perhaps tragedies. But if you keep working hard and you keep the proper attitude, then maybe you'll get to meet John Bifus someday.
That's awesome.
You see what I'm saying?
That's
Good for
awesome.
her.
Heck
It
yeah.
really is a sweet story. Elizabeth Sullivan, I don't know her. Seems like I should. Seems like I should have bumped into her at the Saucer 30 years ago or something, But I don't think I ever did. But anyway, congratulations to her. John Bifus has got the story. You can read it at commercialappeal.com.
What's on tap for tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Yep.
Oh, that's Mike Wallace.
Yep, he'll be here.
How about that? We'll talk. We'll look back on the NBA postseason games with Mike Wallace. Is Steph Curry's season still alive tomorrow? We'll find out tonight. Show him, Bennett.
Let's go, Steph.
Let's go, Steph.
Let's go, Steph.
All right. I'm fired up.
Me too.
Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to enjoy mine. We will meet back here tomorrow at 10. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good. Rep your hood.